champions! Champions of Europe finally! History made in Istanbul! The treble complete! The greatest story in club history has an ending! And what a final chapter!
Hello and welcome back to another typical City watch-along. I'm really looking forward to this one. I do still have a very good feeling, although the team news is a little bit odd. Disappointing not to see Haaland. That's a massive blow, and Doku is seriously must be a genuine injury, because I thought last week was precautionary. But no Doku, no Haaland. But surely Manchester City can go to Kenilworth Road and beat the mighty Luton. I say mighty Luton with a massive dollop of sarcasm in there, but in truth, they have been pretty mighty. They certainly haven't embarrassed themselves in the Premier League. They're standing themselves in good stead. They've taken a point off Liverpool. They should have taken a point off Arsenal. I mean, you're hoping we can wipe the floor with them today, and we still should have enough in the bank. But it's crazy to think that I made a video, 2 days ago, about dropping Erling Haaland, and that's not what I want. I want to clarify that right now. That's absolutely not what I want. But for the people crying out for more control, that was my point with regards to dropping Haaland. If you want more control in that midfield and still have a defence that's, a traditional defence effectively with a flat back four, then you've got to drop Haaland, because the whole reason Haaland has been playing, and we've been seeing, think of inverted players as compensation for an area of the pitch. For example, Erling Haaland playing you're not going to ask him to drop and play more like a false nine and drop in and out of number 9 and number 10 into attacking midfield and centre forward type roles. You're not going to ask Erling Haaland to do that. You could ask Alvarez to do it. He's already been doing the Kevin De Bruyne type job this season. We've seen Foden inverted, and the whole reason is to get an extra player in midfield. Last season, 2 seasons ago, João Cancelo, Zinchenko inverting into midfield and creating that box in midfield. Last season, we saw John Stones inverting from centre-back and pushing into defensive midfield. It's all to compensate for Erling Haaland, though. Prior to that was Alvarez dropping into midfield, and we had not Alvarez, it was, that's what we can do with Alvarez, but it was Sterling and Bernardo Silva, and Phil Foden occasionally was playing as a false 9, which was odd. It was the same season we had Gabriel Jesus, which is why I think people were baffled as to why we played the false 9 when we had a striker, and Pep refused to use him, and that the following season he was gone. He was gone, wasn't he, after that, and decided that if I'm not going to get used as a striker, I'm off. But ultimately, that's what I'm talking about, is how the whole system is to invert a player. And now Haaland's not playing, not through by choice. It's an injury, which is reported stress fracture, whatever that means. It sounds like weeks. That sounds like a couple of weeks minimum. How severe the fracture is, it sounds like he's going to miss the Club World Cup. I'm not a doctor, but I would assume a stress fracture on the foot is minimum of a couple of weeks, minimum. So that's a real blow. But good to see so many of you chatting in the chat already. Who was here early? Hassan was in first. Good to see you, Hassan. And Ryan as well. Doing really good, mate. Thanks for asking. I hope you are too. Jan as well. I'm glad Haaland has been taken out of the firing line today. I don't think it's through choice, Jan, but yeah, absolutely. It's going to be so interesting now to see what we do with no Erling Haaland. I mean, what's going to happen in the goals department, most interestingly? I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if we have control. Will we dictate the play more? Will it be a lot less end-to-end football, which we saw some horrible football against Aston Villa. Against Spurs, we allowed them to hit us on the break too frequently. Without Haaland in the team and with an Alvarez sort of false 9, I imagine he's going to drop. I mean, what I've done with my starting 11, you can see already that Bernardo Silva is central, as in, that's my guess. I don't know what he's going to do. It could be Foden, could be Grealish in there. I doubt it's going to be Grealish. But I imagine that Alvarez is going to drop quite deep tonight, even though he's playing in the Haaland role officially on paper as an out-and-out number 9. I still think Alvarez is going to now drop deep, and we're going to see something quite similar to what we saw before we signed Haaland, with Sterling and Foden playing as a false 9, and Alvarez doing that today, this afternoon at Kenilworth Road, and I think it could work. I think it could work. Man City fan, good to see you. Douglas, expensive RL. Who else we got? D Harsh, hi Jonny and I. Opening truth is we have to start finishing those chances and put the game under to bed before it's too late. Pep and City has to be ruthless, demolition, domination, and champions. Monstrous words from D Harsh there. Love that, mate. Yeah, I'm all about that. So I think you're right, mate. Take our chances. I feel like what Ryan said up in the chat earlier on, I completely agree. Wapang's in the chat as well. Already dropping an angry emoji, so you've lost your head, Wapang, already, haven't you? Someone tell me why Kovacic is in the starting 11. I don't know. I must admit, I was a little surprised to see Kovacic start, but considering the news of no Doku, I think that's what he would have done. What I would have preferred Pep to have done if Doku was fit was play Jack Grealish in the middle, you know, and play him as a next to Bernardo Silva in the middle and Doku on the left. That would allow Bernardo Silva to potentially drop in and out of defensive midfield, or John Stones to push in and out of defence and into midfield. Without that today, it seems like you have to remember that we always have to have a box in the middle. Pep's obsessed with having these four type players that create the box in the middle of the park to give us a numerical advantage in midfield. That's a necessity to a Pep Guardiola side, is control in the middle of the park. And what he does is he moves those players in and out of those positions, inverted centre-backs, inverted wingers, inverted strikers, inverted full-backs. One way or another, he'll find a way to get an extra player into the middle of the park. It's going to be really interesting. The Mad Hatter, 1 to 4 weeks for Haaland. Is that what you've gone for, mate? That's a blow. That's a big blow. I mean, arguably, you could say the fixtures are, if you could pick a batch of fixtures for which Erling Haaland's going to be missing for, it's probably the upcoming fixtures throughout the Christmas period. There is some difficult ones in there. There is no easy fixtures. That's not my point. But comparing to, you know, the last 4 games, with Chelsea away, Liverpool at home, Spurs at home, Villa away, I mean, it doesn't get much harder than that, really. I mean, Chelsea away was still a bit of an anomaly. I don't think they've played anywhere near that standard, Chelsea. But it's game on, you know. Arsenal dropped points. Do you know what I mean? Who was expecting? Well, I kind of was expecting that a little bit, considering Villa. I just felt like, Villa expended all their energy against us, and I had a feeling that it was like, Arsenal, full strength Arsenal, are going to rock up to Villa Park and prove, and it would be such a statement from Arsenal to go to the place we just struggled so badly at and then beat them. I had a feeling that's what was going to happen. I would never have put money on Villa, but there you go. A full-strength Arsenal went and lost to Villa, 1-0. I mean, let's be honest, the game was very, very different in terms of how the game played out, in terms of how we just got bossed. You know, we got dominated by Villa. Arsenal didn't get dominated by Villa. They created plenty of chances, and Villa didn't play anywhere near as well as they did against us, which, again, another frustrating thing, but late fucking goals, man. I'm getting sick of it. We've really only benefited from one late goal, Sheffield United, earlier on in the season, Rodri. We had a late goal against Chelsea, but I mean, it wasn't late enough. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't late enough. Cole Palmer goes up the other end and pops a penalty in. We did the same again. Late goal, Jack Grealish to take 3 points off Spurs. Wasn't late enough. You need to be getting into the 96th minute nowadays to get a late goal, and it's fucking infuriating. So annoying that we've been on the receiving end of some major, like, bad luck at times, I think. I mean, and Liverpool yesterday, incredibly fortunate to come away with 3 points. They were nowhere near at the races yesterday, but they've come away from Selhurst Park, a place that's renowned for being horrible, horrible place to go to, Selhurst Park. And they've come away with 3 points. I mean, VAR's robbed Palace in that situation, but a late goal again from Liverpool. You were expecting Arsenal to have that VAR decision overturned for handball. I was thinking, here we go, it's going to be a late equaliser, which would have been a fantastic equaliser for Arsenal. But no. So, could we see a late goal today for City? That would be nice. Section 20's in the chat. Good to see you. Niall, I wonder if Pep is playing 3 at the back with Ake playing left side, giving Gvardiol more licence to make forward runs, hopefully. That was your statement, hopefully. I'm not sure if he will do that. It'll be interesting. I've not seen Ake and Gvardiol playing. I think it's a flat back 4. That would be my guess. I mean, who knows with Pep? Who knows? Big M as well, section 20, nice one. Good to see Pep trailing out a back 4. Trialing out a back 4, I presume you meant there. But yeah, good to see you, Big M. 4 points behind the title if we win. Come on, City. Smashing the pep emojis. 3-0 City. Big M's gone for as well. I'm sick of Liverpool late goals. Let's not talk about that. Ryan, yeah, mate. And AK and Corey as well. Score predictions, mate. I'm going... I don't know. I was a bit... my title of my preview said we're going to smash them. And I should have emphasised in how we're going to smash them. I don't think we're going to smash them on the scoreline. I think we're going to smash them in terms of play. Do you know? In terms of domination. I think we might win this game 3-1, 3-0. And that's not really a smashing, is it? It's just... I want to see a convincing performance. I want to see City playing crisp, clean football with absolute minimal amount of mistakes. And just the stuff we've come to grown to expect as City fans. Just possession-based football, pass the opposition to death, and score some lovely goals. And it doesn't have to be a bag full. It doesn't have to be 5 or 6 to smash them. But I think we can... I'm going to go 3-1. I feel like they've got goals in them. And the thing with Luton is they're not getting battered by anybody, really, are they? They're not getting beaten convincingly, you know? Spurs as well, struggled against Luton. And Liverpool took a point, lost 2 points, against Luton. So it's not going to be a whitewash on the scoreline, but I think it's got... I mean, look at the stadium, man. It's like... There's like 9 rows of people, you know. I shouldn't laugh. Do you know what I mean? It's football snobbery. They're all out on the pitch, by the way. Game's about to get underway. What are we at? 3 minutes away from kickoff. But yeah, no, you shouldn't laugh at grounds like this. I like it. I like all this type of stuff. It's just mad that you see it in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Jeff, good to see you, Jeff. 4-0. Jeff's gone for. Alvarez hat-trick, Jan. Oh, Chelsea 3-0. Is that the score? Man City fan. Travis as well. Good to see you, Travis. Time for Foden to step up. Yeah, Hassan Villa is absolutely cooking right now. I still don't believe they are genuine long-term title challengers. We saw they were flagging against Arsenal in that second half. They did really well. I'm not knocking their performance. I just think they looked tired and they didn't hit the heights that they hit against us. I think over the fact that they went and lost to Bournemouth, drew to Bournemouth before they played us, is an indication that they're still capable of throwing up a bad performance. I'm not entirely convinced by Villa, to be honest. I know they played really well against us. I just don't think... We've got to think about the 38-game season. They haven't got European football to worry about. And, I mean, I do think there's a chance they could threaten top 4. Absolutely. But, you know, Ollie Watkins' injury... I mean, they've got Duran behind him after that. And, I mean, they're done after that, really, aren't they? And I was going on about McGinn, wasn't I? I've been going on about him for a while, maybe not on this channel in particular, but anyone who talks to me about Villa, I always mention McGinn. I mentioned it in the preview, I mentioned it in the watch-along, and he scored an unbelievable goal. What a finish that was yesterday, turning on the spin and poking it into that far corner. So, yeah, Villa are something to keep an eye on, at least. Keep an eye on that. I love this atmosphere. Yeah, it's a little bit tinny, isn't it, Travis? You know what I mean? Like, the speakers don't quite have any, like, subwoofers or anything like that. And it's just, you can hear, like, the raw energy of people. You can hear individual conversations at Kenilworth Road. Do you know what I mean? We need new emojis. I'm thinking a Jonny one would be fun. You want a Jonny emoji? I can only do 4, I think. Mr. Roll-Up's joined as well. Good to see you, Mr. Roll-Up. Has to be Foden in the middle and Silva on the right. He's gone for. Maybe. And you probably could be right. I just feel like that link-up play between Bernardo Silva and Jack Grealish that we saw at Old Trafford for a spell, and we've seen it at another game this season, those two seem like telepathically in tune with one another. And putting one on the opposing wings means that telepathy is going to be missing, you know, and putting him closer to Jack Grealish, Bernardo Silva, I think maybe. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it pans out. But I wouldn't be against the idea of Foden in the middle. I think a lot of City fans want to see Foden in the middle. He's just got more explosiveness, Foden, for me, than any other. Only Doku is the only player that's more explosive as a midfielder. Obviously, Haaland's explosive as well. But, I mean, in terms of like the players that can play in midfield, Doku's number 1. Game's about to get underway. Foden's probably number 2 in terms of like explosive play. And we're off. Oh, taking a quick short one. And we've gone forward with it straight away. Weren't expecting that. City bringing it forward. Oh, trying to feed Alvarez down the channel straight away and straight through to Kaminski. But yeah, I've never seen that. City always go back to Edison, just making sure the clock's working. Back to Edison from kickoff. Did a little decoy there. Lovely play from Kovacic and Foden linking up. Kovacic bringing the ball forward. Jack Grealish on the overlap. You can see how narrow City are already. Jack Grealish is working his way in here. Bernardo Silva does look to be... I mean, Jack Grealish, I can't figure this formation out right now, but they seem to have 3 floating players in Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden and Jack Grealish. And as of right now, Phil Foden is definitely more central. So, who was it who was asking that? Mr. Roll-Up, you might be right, mate. Diaz into Bernardo Silva. Rodri. There are those little pockets we need to find. That little channels to give Diaz an option. They were non-existent against Villa. We could not get out against Villa. Alvarez fed brilliantly. Knocks it in the path to Foden with so much space. Got to feed Phil Foden. He's in. Phil Foden's in. 1 minute in. He's got to bury this. Hit it on target. No, it's good save. Bernardo Silva wide with the rebound. What? That touch from Phil Foden then was poor. He's got to get that across his path. The space was unbelievable. I mean, if this is the space Luton are going to give us today, they're in for a spanking. But Phil Foden finds a lovely little channel. But to be fair, Bernardo Silva sends him wide. It's not the touch. Take it back. It's not the touch from Phil Foden at all. Bernardo Silva sends him too wide. I couldn't tell whether it was Foden's touch or Bernardo's pass. But that ball's got to be right in front of Foden, and he's getting a nice clean shot on goal. The ball from Bernardo Silva sends him way too wide, and he's got to cut it across, and the angle's reduced, and it's in favour of the goalkeeper all day long. But early opportunity already. Gvardiol getting caught on the ball. Goal kick, sorry. Little signpost, good to see you. It's gone 4-0. Ryan, we're playing a 3-5-1. It's hard to tell right now. I'll tell you, there's a lot of mobility and versatility in this midfield, because immediately I just saw Jack Grealish and Foden and Bernardo Silva all just crossing each other's paths, you know. And Bernardo Silva, as of right now, is pinned to the right wing, Jack Grealish to the left. So, yeah, I think Mr. Roll-Up called it. I've gone with Bernardo Silva in the middle in my starting 11, but that's not right. Phil Foden is in the middle. Jeff with the 10, mate. Thank you very much, Jeff. That's really, really kind of you. Come on, City. You need a good win today. Jonny, please get your son on an extra Christmas gift from your City family across the pond. God bless you and your family this holiday season, the Spruance family. Jeff, that's really kind. Do you know what I'm going to do, Jeff? Do you know what he asked for? He saw something in the shop the other day and I was in a rush. He saw a little Man City Rubik's Cube. I think it was about a tenner. So that money, I will make sure that goes to a Manchester City Rubik's Cube. So appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much, Jeff. Really, really good of you. Top man, Jeff. Roy, come on, City. This is the win to get our form back. Absolutely. The thing is, though, with this, we can't. It's a lose-lose situation from a media perspective today. If we win this, the media will say, yeah, well, so you should be beating Luton. So we won't get any credit for this. Obviously, if we dismantle them 6-7-0, then it's a different... The media has to give us credit for doing something like that against any Premier League opposition. But just a standard win with a somewhat decent performance, people won't say anything positive about City. They won't. I mean, get used to that this season, because the whole media right now, they don't want City. Oh, fucking hell. Edison doing a little Cruyff turn then and doing him. Adebayo falling for it. It feels tight. But yeah, anyway, what was I saying? The media, everybody is wanting a exciting Premier League season where we see Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Spurs and even Villa all gunning for the Premier League title. No one other than City fans wants to see City romping to a 10-15 point title lead. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one wants that. And I kind of get that. I just feel like we have to get used to the idea that, you know, whenever people talk about City, they're gonna be very like passive aggressive in the way they talk about us. Did you see McAtee's goal yesterday? Jack, I did, mate. Wonderful. I mean, immediately I was thinking like, oh, can we recall? Can we recall him immediately? And I'm pretty sure every City fan that saw that goal was thinking, get him back. But yeah, to be honest, he's not really done that well this season. I mean, he's in a struggling Sheffield United side, and that goal was unbelievable. So he is a bit of a big fish in a small pond in terms of quality, McAtee, but still maybe got a future at City. By the way, City are dominating the ball. Completely dominating this ball right now, and as you'd expect, but it's good. It's good football. We're finding really good pockets of space. Bernardo Silva's tucked in really tight now alongside. So it looks like Bernardo Silva's offering that inverted midfield. Jack Grealish and Foden looking for a 1-2. Grealish brought down, plays on. Gvardiol into the box, cleared. He's injured, Chris plays. Stress fracture. That's a word I've struggled with 4 or 5 times on this stream already. Say that quickly 5 times. Stress fracture, stress fracture, stress fracture, stress fracture. Can't do it. It's not possible. It's not humanly possible. But Kovacic is looking tidy on the ball. Really good ball from Kovacic into Foden, into Grealish. Grealish holding on to it. Keeps the ball well. Back to Gvardiol, is it? No, he's still got it, Jack. Does really well there, to be fair to him. Essex boy, come on, City. Alvarez coming short for it. Something you don't really see from Erling Haaland that much anyway. You do see a little bit occasionally, but good from Alvarez there. And Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden are they're basically holding hands right now. They're basically holding hands right now. So he's definitely inverting. And on the far side of the pitch, you've got Kyle Walker pushing up and providing that width. Mengi's gone down for Luton. Former Man United player. Have zero sympathy for him. Ooh, yeah, Jack Grealish is like sort of landed on his knee. Could be a bad one. But, yeah, I mean, this is one of those games, isn't it? Like I said, we're not going to get credit for winning this game, but we're certainly going to get hammered if we do not win this game. Even a draw, we're going to get battered for it. Absolutely battered. Well, Jack, I think it's bad. I don't know. I think it was Mad Hatter who was saying 1 to 4 weeks is the average duration of a stress fracture. Don't worry about it, Buggen, mate. I see you in the chat. Don't worry about it, mate. You don't have to explain yourself for not becoming a member. Those that do want to become a member for the channel, I am offering memberships now. You can see some of the emojis being used. Pep, Haaland, De Bruyne and Doku. I mean, you can only use the Pep one today, really. What a waste of time that was. So, yeah, if you feel like becoming a member, I offer a supporter level and legendary level as well. But would be hugely appreciated, but don't feel like you have to, please. Don't feel like, and certainly don't explain yourself if you don't. I can't afford it or whatever, please. Christmas comes first if you celebrate that particular holiday. But please drop a like. That is free. Very much free. Drop a like on the stream. That really does help more than you would believe. Long ball over the top here from Luke. Well overhit. Townsend looking for it there. And has he got the speed to do us today, Townsend? I feel like he's been a bit of a thorn in our side. I'm pretty sure he got goal of the season for Palace against City about 3 years ago. Like, unbelievable thunder bastard strike. Unbelievable goal at the Etihad. An absolute rocket. What a ball from Ake to Kyle Walker that is. Bernardo Silva opts to slow the game down a little bit. Probably the right choice because City weren't in very good positions. But yeah, Townsend's been a bit of a problem for us. I'm sure he scored for more than one goal against City in his past. Oh, a little 1-2 there. Alvarez looking for it, and Alvarez has been nailed there. He's rolling around, Alvarez, and you don't really see him do much of this reactionary stuff to a bad tackle, but he's holding the side of his foot there. Could do without this. It would sum up the way things are going for us right now. He's absolutely smashed his foot there. It was accidental, really, and he's just landed right on the top of his foot. Lockyer has there. Alvarez is writhing around in pain there. Doesn't look like he feels good there. We need Alvarez right now. Gvardiol. He looks all right, Alvarez. Doesn't look too serious. He's moving about now, which is good. It just feels like everything's going wrong for us a little bit at the minute in terms of like, right, brilliant. We've got Rodri back, Grealish back, Doku's back. And then it's like, no, you've lost Haaland. Oh, and Doku's not back either, by the way. It's like, can we just have a full-strength team going into a game? I can't think that's happened at all. It hasn't because of obviously De Bruyne's injury. I don't want to rely on the return of De Bruyne too much either. I really don't think it's a good idea for City fans to be thinking Kevin De Bruyne coming back will equate to City going on and winning every game. It'll take 3 or 4 games for him to find his feet, and he's going to have to be bedded in slowly, really slowly. But I still think his impact over the course of the second half of the season, if he stays fit, will be big enough to get us more points than we would do if he wasn't fit. Put it that way. I think it's certainly better to have him than not have him. I just don't want to rely on that return to be a guaranteed success. You know what I mean? But ball from Kaminsky into Bernardo Silva. Tried to cushion the header to Phil Foden, but knocks it out for a throw-in. It's quieting down, the atmosphere. It's not very loud at the minute at Kenilworth Road. Just saw an old lady in the background then doing some gesturing like Pep Guardiola. She looked about 90 and she was doing this. Fucking shit. Like that. she looked like the manager just doing that. Like, and then she went fucking shit as she sat down. You could read her lips perfectly. It was brilliant, that. Classic old school football fan, that. Mate, sub 2. I know. Red jerseys and a leaky roof. Any casuals would think we're playing United, mate. What is going on with them? Just as you're thinking, oh, they've turned a corner, haven't they? Man United, they've turned a corner. Oh, they're 3 points behind City, and even City fans out, you know, a bit like, uh-oh, United are catching us up. What's going on here? Oh, 3-0 to Bournemouth. Oh, that's United. Yeah, they're back. Unbelievable. They were a joke, weren't they? An absolute joke. Eric Ten Hag out is the cries again. I mean, Maguire. I mean, is it related? Probably not. But the idea that Manchester City are going up against the Premier League off the pitch in terms of these 115 charges and whatnot. We're going up against the Premier League. The Premier League who awarded Harry Maguire Player of the Month. That's who we're going up against. Honestly. I mean, I'm not saying Maguire's had a bad month, because he hasn't had a bad month, but really, it seemed like a token gesture. It seemed like a sympathy vote. It was like, how shit has he been? Now he's not quite as shit. Let's give him Player of the Month. Are you having a laugh? And then 3-0 to Bournemouth at home. Sums it up, really, doesn't it? Sums it up. City is struggling to get a bit of passage of play together the last 5 minutes, though. We got off to a really good start. Nice little pockets of space being found with Foden and Bernardo Silva. But right now, we're struggling to get out. Ross Barkley's won the ball back high up. Tried a 1-2 with Townsend, but doesn't come off. City got the ball back. Ruben Diaz. Nice triangles with Kyle Walker and Rodri. Kyle Walker is giving it away. Sloppy. Jacob Brown's won it back. Kovacic steps across. Referee doesn't give the free kick. I thought it was. Kenilworth Road goes wild, thinking it was as well. I thought it was a free kick, to be honest. Referee was right there, says no. Townsend having to go back to Lockyer. Bell. Into Jacob Brown. Rodri's on his shoulders, using his strength, and that's a free kick, apparently. I mean, that's like, oh, did I get it wrong against Kovacic? Right, I better give that one then. Even it up. That's a foul from Kovacic, and to be honest, the one on Rodri... Yeah, probably is. Rodri's got hold of his shirt. Yeah. How's it going, Letty? Hope you're doing all right. I saw you in the chat earlier asking to people to drop likes. Much appreciated. Doherty with the free kick in a very dangerous area, to be honest, for Luton. And they have got beasts in the middle. Adebayo, for example, is going to get on the end of this, is he? Gvardiol with a big clearance, though. Nice little, well, cleared it by a little flick. It's gone out for a throw-in to Luton. It's going to be a long one, isn't it? Doherty's come all the way across to take the long throw. Or is he going long? He's going to go short, I think. Jack Grealish getting back. Alvarez is back. Foden's back. It's been all Luton for about 3 or 4 minutes now. City claiming offside, but play on. Adebayo back to Ross Barkley. He's a good player on his day, Ross Barkley. That day doesn't come often enough, though. You know, for the quality that he has, he doesn't show it anywhere near enough. But here comes Adebayo. He's done Ruben Diaz. Kyle Walker gets a vital touch, and Rodri cushions it to Bernardo Silva. Foden does really well to hold the ball up there and wins a free kick. We needed that, you know. We were struggling then to get out. But you know what? Luton's line is really high. And the frustrating thing is that you're one long ball away from being in business. But do you want to fire it over the top to Alvarez? You want to fire it over the top to Haaland? He'll love that. All that space in behind. I think they've done this on purpose, knowing that Haaland isn't playing. They can press a lot higher now because they don't have to worry about Erling Haaland, who usually pins teams back and at least offers a run in behind, whether it be a long ball or through the channels. City have got to play a little bit more intricately, and we're doing that right now. Jack Grealish, edge of the area, dinks it. Oh, he's cleared. Trying to find Bernardo Silva. Them three right now are linking up really well. And we talk about our control. If we had a bit more of the ball, because right now it's not really got much control. But when we come forward, we look dangerous. And here we go again. Phil Foden's bursting into some space. He's got to cross this now because he's been forced wide. Cuts it back to Gvardiol. Gvardiol tries a turn, and it's sloppy from Gvardiol. Very predictable. Tries a bit of skill that was, I saw it coming a mile away. Townsend did too, and then he nearly committed a foul throw-in, Gvardiol. Get your head in the game, Josko. Rodri. Good run from Gvardiol. He wins it. Gvardiol's going to the byline. Crosses it. Oh, good play from Gvardiol, though. That was really much better from Gvardiol. Luton were looking for a counter-attack then. Townsend looking to be fed down the right-hand side, but it goes out for a throw-in. Good play from Gvardiol eventually. Sloppy at first. Kovacic finding these passes brilliantly. Foden into Alvarez. Oh, we are in business here today. We are in business. We're going to score some goals if we keep playing like this. We've just got to get that final pass right. Kyle Walker, Bernardo Silva, corner of the edge of the area. Plays it back to Rodri. Rodri's going to shoot. Oh, good save from Kaminsky. And he's sliced his clearance there. Doherty's been closed down by Grealish, who's won the ball back. Kovacic, who's been playing some lovely passes right through the heart of Luton's midfield into either Bernardo Silva or Phil Foden. Kovacic has been doing some lovely footwork and passes. Really good from Kovacic so far. Keep doing that. And Foden and Bernardo Silva have been finding space. And Bernardo Silva's on the left wing, linking up with Grealish again. Oh, so close. Kovacic going flying in. Just take it easy, Kovacic. We don't need any red cards or anything stupid today like that. We're already strapped for a squad. Ake, brilliant. Into the path of Foden. We are brave with our passes right now. Brave. Gvardiol spins Doherty beautifully into Bernardo Silva. 1-2. Gvardiol's in. He's got to get that cross in. He's taking too long with it. Bernardo Silva's picked up the loose pieces, though. Had to turn his back to goal, though, and he's working his way back. Bernardo Silva crosses it into Foden. Foden, oh, it's blocked again. We're looking good. We're looking really good here. Some really sensational stuff, to be honest, in midfield. They can't cope. Oh, Bernardo Silva, just that last ball, that killer ball. Bernardo Silva, Kovacic. Mustafa, good to see you, mate. What's your prediction, Mustafa? And I presume we're going to hear about what you're eating later. Bam Bam. The girl arcade. Didn't think I'd missed Haaland. Oh my God. We look like we want to make a statement, says Bam Bam. You're absolutely right. Gecko. I won't lie, I'm a Liverpool fan, and knowing how scrappy Luton can be from our game has me hoping that City drop even more points. I'd be doing the same in your position, mate. You don't need to apologise for that. I wish Liverpool lose every game, to be honest. Gee, this camera angle is so bait. Thought we passed out from the midfield multiple times. It's close, isn't it? We're like on top. It's almost like we're really on top, aren't we? From a perspective. I'm loving the passes that Kovacic has been doing so far in this game, you know. I'm really liking what I've seen so far from Kovacic. Just brave. Passing it through. And I mean, we're talking corridors that are football-sized width. And he's fitting that football in that width perfectly right now. Really good from Kovacic. He's not afraid to play that ball. And Foden and Bernardo Silva, their interconnectivity is working really well. Moving and interchangeable, doing some really good stuff between the two of them. And I mean, Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden are effectively playing as the front two of a box with Kovacic and Rodri. So I think it's Bernardo Silva who is the one who's been inverted, and he's done a lovely, threaded it to Josko Gvardiol, who's burst into the middle of the pitch. Gvardiol's shot, deflected, going to be a corner, is it? Yep, corner ball, got onto his right foot. Seen a lot of the ball, Gvardiol, and at the minute it seems to be take your turns between Kyle Walker and Gvardiol as to who goes forward out of the two fullbacks. So far it's mostly Gvardiol, and I'm much happy with that because I don't trust Kyle Walker going forward. I trust him at the other end of the pitch with my life, but I don't trust him to cross a ball. Do you know, I don't feel like he's the answer to our creativity problems. When we lack creativity, I don't want to turn to Kyle Walker and ask him to cross the ball. Alvarez takes the short corner. Bernardo Silva, poor one, cleared. Near post, got to beat the first man there. Mustafa's having lettuce and chips. I presume that's lettuce. Gvardiol, byline. Oh, Phil Foden. Oh, it's cleared. They're getting the toe on these crosses now. Dilly-dallying on it, Adebayo. But Townsend's bringing it away now. Kovacic getting across. Well done, Nathan Ake. Read it like a book. Love it. Gvardiol. Grealish offering inside. Needed to make a bit more of an obvious run there, but he still got it back. Thought Grealish could have been a bit sharper there and offer something a bit more clearer to Gvardiol. He just jogged alongside him, and Gvardiol fired it into him, and Grealish acted surprised that he'd received the ball. He was the only one who was on, to be honest. He needed to get it. Einstein, Sabutio, mate. It is a bit of a Sabutio. Love a bit of Sabutio. They upgraded it. I had Sabutio when I was a kid, but then there was, what was it? Pro Push Soccer or something like that. And rather than it being Sabutio with just like the dome base that those little plastic players sit on, it was like a cylinder base that the plastic players sit on, and you could hit the player on the top of the head, and there was a little magnet ring around the base that they stood on this big board game, for anyone who's wondering what the fuck I'm talking about. Sabutio's a board game. But they made like a magnetic version where the ball was a magnet, and you could like ping, and like you could tap a player on the head and it would fire a ball to the player. And if you got it right, you could actually play a decent game. It was a little bit more accurate than Sabutio. I remember that. That was a quality game. I used to play that with my dad all the time. Took about 6 hours to set it up, and then played for about 3 minutes. Typical things you do as a kid. City and Lazio were the same box, yeah. I always had a soft spot for Lazio when I was a kid, just because they had City colours. Literally the only reason that I liked Lazio, because I thought they were the Italian Man City when I was like 6. Used to go downstairs in the morning and watch Go Lazio. That was when the Serie A was the biggest league in the world, and Premier League was probably number 2 at the time. Probably wasn't even the Premier League, actually. Well, it was just about the Premier League, wasn't it, in 1992? I think I might ask for Sabutio for Christmas now. You've got me fancying a game of Sabutio with my lad. Should be him asking it for Christmas, really, not me. Jack Grealish bringing the ball forward. Really central right now, Jack Grealish. I'm loving this. I'm loving what I'm seeing. We haven't scored a goal, but I love it. Oh, I say that. Kyle Walker caught offside. Exactly what I was talking about after Villa. When we went 1-0 down, you're thinking, right, we need something. We need a threat going forward. And Kyle Walker came down that right-hand side against Villa when we were 1-0 down, and he was so sloppy. Caught offside 2 or 3 times, and he's just been caught offside when he shouldn't be. You know, that's basic attacking instincts. He doesn't have them. He doesn't have attacking instincts. He's a defender. Stop sending him forward now. I mean, occasionally fine. His speed to get to the byline and drill one in. It's always hopeful crossing from Kyle Walker, though. It's never a precise cross. Do you know what I mean? It's never like whipped in with purpose. It's just more hopeful. And I'm not knocking Kyle Walker as a player. Let's just play to his strengths. He's a defender and a fast one and a powerful one. I want to see him prevent counter-attacks, not coming forward. Rodri into the path of Ruben Diaz, who bursts forward now, about 40 yards of space, and he knocks it into the path of Bernardo Silva, who's in the penalty area. He's got to turn back, though. Look for an option. Kyle Walker's offering one. He's gone further back than that, though. Back to Rodri. Kovacic turns his man. Got to be a free kick. Yep, thank God for that, because we were in trouble. Nakamba bringing down Kovacic, who's had a really good start to this game, to be honest. I know Wapang wasn't happy about the idea of starting Kovacic, but he's done all right so far. Wapang, he's done all right, mate. Here he is again, Kovacic. Into Rodri. Phil Foden, been found. Edge of the area, shot! Drilled! Saved! Oh, I thought that was going in. It fired hard and low, looking for that bottom corner from Phil Foden on the edge of the area. You're thinking it's going in because it sort of like hits Kaminski's elbow. Oh, just like his forearm, and it smacks into the ground and very favourably like bounces up into the air, and he's still sat lying there on the ground, and he just waits for the ball to land as he's lying on the ground, and he catches it. That could have gone anywhere. That could have gone anywhere. That was a chance. That was the best, not the best chance. Probably the Phil Foden chance in the first couple of minutes was the best chance, but he's struggling here, Kaminski. He's looks like he's got a little hand problem. He's flexing that left hand of his. Zooming in. Andy Morrison, Sean Goater, Nicky Weaver and Paul Dickoff all sat there. Pretty sure they all played. The last time we played Luton, they were in the starting 11. I'm pretty sure it was 1998. We drew 1-1 to Luton in 1998. I think that was the last time we played them. And they had a white kit. I don't know why they've gone orange. I don't know if there's any Luton fans in the chat that can educate me on why they used to wear white and blue and now they wear orange and black. It's pretty rare, isn't it? We saw Cardiff do it, didn't we? Changing from blue to red. Lovely ball that into Phil Foden. Space for Alvarez to run into now. Phil Foden looking for an underlap right through the middle of the pitch, but he chooses Grealish on the left-hand side. Grealish working his way in. Lovely ball. Alvarez. Oh, what a ball from Grealish that was. The awareness there. That was such a cute, precise pass from Jack Grealish. That was lovely. Alvarez, I think, just wasn't expecting it, to be honest. And he tries a little poke. Alvarez tries to poke it into the near post. Ah, what a ball from Jack Grealish that is. I mean, he could have taken that onto his left foot there, to be honest. He's got to go with his left foot there. If you had to pick your favourite City goal that's not the Aguero goal, what would you pick? Probably Paul Dickoff's Section 20 said it there. Dickoff's versus Gillingham, probably. I mean, in terms of what? In terms of quality or in terms of importance or a bit of a mixture of both? Because, I mean, Dickoff's was a bloody good goal, wasn't it? Jack Grealish bringing it forward again. Brilliant football from Manchester City. They've had to turn away, though. Bernardo Silva nearly wins it back off Giles. In the modern day era, I'm going to have to go Vincent Kompany against Leicester. That was just ridiculous. Ridiculous, that goal. And that was important. So the blend of quality and importance. If you had to make sure quality is a part of the goal, do you know what I mean? Not just the importance of it, because obviously Gundogan's third goal against Villa, for example. He scored from about 1 yard out. Lovely ball from Kevin De Bruyne, but it wasn't the best goal ever, was it, in terms of quality? But that Company goal, that's again, Gvardiol's been done for a foul throw-in again. He did a foul throw-in before, and the referee didn't call it. This time, he's called it. That's it, Ade. Vinny, don't shoot. Mate, I'm with you, Ryan. That's Rodri's goal for Heat. Is that against the Champions League? That was massive as well. Don't underestimate how difficult that finish was either from Rodri. What a finish that was. I love how stationary the whole of the Inter Milan team were. Just as they're just statues, and the ball was just fizzed into that corner, and he just guided it round. Can't remember who was stood in front of him, but he guided it round the player stood in front of him right into that corner. I mean, that's etched in Manchester City fans' memories for life, that moment. 30 minutes, still no goal, Ada. You're absolutely right. It is a bit worrying because we've played some really good stuff. The way we're controlling the game is impressive. There was a little spell of 5 minutes from Luton, probably from about the 5th minute to the 10th minute. After that, City have just took hold of this game and passing it about really well. And I love the bravery on the ball. Kovacic is struggling here, though. He hasn't been forced back to goal and had to clear it. I mean, no option to give him. He's crying out for a free kick. He's having his shirt pulled, but he's kicked it out for a throw-in. Pretty high up the pitch for Luton. It's crazy when you realise that Danny Welbeck is still playing football at the highest level. There's a few players in that, but Ross Barkley on the pitch. He's been around a while, hasn't he? What are you talking about there, Bam Bam? You're talking about against Real Madrid? Walker bringing it forward. Bernardo Silva's been tripped, but he stays on his feet. Turns onto his left. Into Phil Foden. Brings it into his path. Phil Foden. Oh, Kaminsky comes out and gathers the ball again. So far, it's the Kaminsky show. He's keeping them in it. We've seen the Phil Foden in the first 5 minutes. We've seen Phil Foden in about 5 minutes ago, where he drilled it bottom corner. And just then, Phil Foden, not really a chance, but being forced to the byline, and Kaminsky comes out and gathers the ball from the tiptoes of Phil Foden. 2-0 Fulham, Big M it is, against West Ham. Long ball over the top. Diaz not dealing with it, and Townsend's got it. Shot! Oh, fucking hell. Edison gathers it. Should have told you that before going fucking hell. Panic over. But that's what I'm talking about. He's not afraid of taking a shot, and he's the swerve on that. Edison there had to get behind it really well. Ake fires it into Alvarez again. But Lockyer shows his strength, but Luton give it away. But Diaz with another sloppy touch. But Rodri mops up, keeps the ball. These balls that were firing into the midfield are really good. Alvarez there just tries a little 5-yard pass into the path of Rodri. Doesn't come off. There's frustration in our performance. There's quality, there's belief, but there's a lot of frustration as well. There's a lot of forcing it a little bit, just a little bit. Some of the passes that Ake has been firing into Alvarez's feet, or Foden and Bernardo Silva. Kovacic as well, really brave. The odd sloppy touch here and there I saw one from Ruben Diaz. Other than that, we've been pretty good. We've been good, But it's 0-0. Need to create a bit more clear-cut chances, but the football we're playing, I'm pleased with it. I'm pleased. Or is this an Aston Villa hangover? Am I too pleased because of how bad we were against Villa? I don't think it's a Villa hangover. I think we've been playing some good stuff here. But Grealish holding the ball up really well. Nakamba trying to get it off him, but goes to Gvardiol. Back to Kovacic. Ake. Kovacic. Out wide to Gvardiol. Seen so much of the ball, Gvardiol, and he's giving it away there. Tries something. He's got to be a bit better on the ball, Gvardiol, so far. It's been mixed from him so far. He's done some good stuff and then some pretty sloppy stuff as well. Foul throw-ins is unforgivable. Lovely from Bernardo Silva into the path of Rodri. He's bursting through. He's got to get his shot away, but it's going to fall to Jack Grealish. Is he going to shoot? Jack Grealish took too long to get his shot away, and Nakamba gets the block in. JJ, come on, City. I feel like we are purring here, though. I feel like we're playing some good stuff, you know, and don't get frustrated. I see Hassam getting annoyed that it's still 0-0. I wouldn't get too annoyed yet, mate. I mean, I feel like we need to get a goal this half, but the football we've played is good. Rodri into the path of Foden. Lovely from Rodri, and lovely touch from Phil Foden. Space again. Grealish down the left-hand side. Back heel to Foden on the overlap. Foden crosses it in. It's not cleared entirely, though, because it's landed to Jack Grealish on his left foot. Kovacic coming in. Kovacic shot over the bar. I can't knock him for having a shot there. He tried to whip his side foot on that, but leans back too much and doesn't get across the ball enough. Doesn't get his knee over the ball and drills it over the bar. Jacob, I don't think this has been great play. I'm sure Guardiola was making sure things changed at training this week. Maybe, Max. Maybe. Kovacic winning the ball. He's done good, Kovacic, so far. Don't panic at being 0-0 yet. These games happen. It's frustrating. You know, and the fact that we are creating opportunities so far that have been... It's not like a handful of opportunities we've created so far. It's not been, you know, a siege on their goal. It's just been good. It's been good. Seven shots we've had so far. 72% possession so far. Bernardo Silva's going to win that, is he? No, it's Bell does well there to get across. Stefan, nothing up front at all. Grealish isn't good enough. Not enough end product from him at all. I don't know. I think we've seen some glimpses of quality from Jack Grealish, but can't argue with the end product at the minute because he hasn't really delivered anything into the box that's posed a threat. Actually, he has. He has. That ball into Alvarez was unbelievable. That was a lovely pass. Oh, Rodri and Foden misunderstanding there. Gvardiol has got to get across to Townsend. He's bringing it down the right wing slowly, mind you, very slowly. City have got players over here. We should deal with this, surely. Townsend into Doughty. He's beaten him. Cross coming in. It's blocked by Nathan Ake, and Gvardiol gets back and plays a very risky ball to Nathan Ake, but it comes off, and Ake just gets it forward. This is the thing. You're going to say that, aren't you? When you say, I agree with what you say, Stefan, in terms of nothing up front, because we haven't got a forward up front. Alvarez is dropping quite deep at the minute, drifting in between number 10 and on the wing a little while. I say wing, it's like he's wider than he would be as a typical striker. Adebayo's in here, going down the left-hand side, though, being forced away from goal by Ake. Ake's going to stand him up. Luton posing a bit of a threat here. Honestly, if we go 1-0 down, don't do this to me, City. Mengi, back to the halfway line with Lockyer. Out to Townsend on the right wing. Grealish getting across to help Gvardiol. 2-on-1. City should deal with this, surely. Townsend gets his cross in straight to Ederson, who collects it. Jan Grealish needs to play in the middle. Alvarez has to stay up top and not be dragged back. Potentially, I think you could be right. I think what we're looking for is these pockets in between their defence and midfield, and we've found it right now with Bernardo Silva, who's in a massive amount of space. That space I was talking about. Jack Grealish onto his right foot. Slows it down. Edge of the area is Kovacic. Goes safely back to Kyle Walker. There's those opportunities. We've got to be a little bit more purposeful with our passing. Because we're in on goal, effectively. We're sprinting at their back line. And they're retreating. And as they're retreating, there's pockets of space to just veer into. Just find the channels. I tell you what, the bravery from Rodri. Hang on a minute. Foden's been fed. Oh, his ball's poor. It's gone all the way to Kyle Walker, though. Kyle Walker with an abysmal shot. Abysmal. Goes about 3 goal heights over the bar. The bravery from Rodri, the bravery from Ake, and arguably Gvardiol, and in particular Kovacic, finding Foden, Alvarez, and Bernardo Silva. The bravery from our midfield, defensive side of midfield, has been brilliant. It's been so good, and our playing out from the back has been brilliant. And we're finding these pockets of space that should kill teams. And Pep Guardiola will be licking his lips at the amount of space that Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden and Alvarez are getting in the middle of the park. The issue is when we get there, we're not being clinical with that very, very final killer ball. And when I say a killer ball, I'm talking about, it doesn't have to be the assist. I'm talking about the ball that breaks their defence, splits them open. We've only seen it 2 or 3 times. We've had 10 shots on their goal right as of now. Only 3 on target. We'll see David Pleat dancing across the pitch if Luton win this one. That's a memory that I wasn't old. I think my dad told me about that story. Wasn't he wearing his brown suit? A little brown suit running across the pitch. (3-0) Fulham. West Ham are supposed to be posing a threat to top 6. 3-0 down. We've got to win this game. We've played so much better than we did against Villa. So much. I haven't seen the Luton mascots. What are they? Legitimately cursed. Well, they're known as the Hatters, aren't they? Is it just a hat with legs? It's like some weird, don't know, Harry Potter shit. Oh, big tackle from Rodri on Ross Barkley there. Just steps across with his big thunder thighs and gets it in. Kovacic feeds Phil Foden about that gap I'm talking about. Alvarez been fed down the left channel, but he's really wide of the ball. Wide of the goal, though. Alvarez trying to find some space. Gets it to Jack Grealish, who delays it. Kovacic keeps the ball, though. Jack Grealish has been fed by Rodri. He's got to go back to him. He's keeping the ball really well, Jack Grealish, but I think Stefan's right. There isn't much penetration from him at the minute. Other than that ball into Alvarez, which was lovely from Jack Grealish. But he's seen a lot of the ball. Jack Grealish is on it right now. Links up with Bernardo Silva, little 1-2. Into the space, Bernardo Silva found another pocket of space. Into Gvardiol, been forced wide though, now towards the corner flag. Going to win a corner here or something. Hopefully that's corner ball. Corner ball. Bollocks, referee. Absolute bollocks from the referee. What is it? Tim Robinson is his name, I think. Shite decision. Camera was right there. Cameraman, you could see it hit Doherty. Rolled out for a corner. Goal kick, says the referee. Do you know what bothered me, Ade, about Gundogan? Is Pep said, didn't he, in the embargoed part of his interview before this game, said he didn't want Gundogan and Mahrez to leave. Why would you? I mean, why would you, really? Gundogan in particular, I think we could live without Mahrez. I think we can survive without Mahrez. I think he's brilliant, Mahrez. I just think what Gundogan offered was it's harder to find players like Gundogan. Edison out to Ruben Diaz. Diaz keeping the ball. 1 minute till half time. Can't believe it's 0-0, to be honest. Edison going long. First time we've seen that. Looking for Jack. Nope, Bernardo Silva. Lockyer reads it really well and heads it out for a throw-in. Bernardo's trying to take a quick one. Kimmich is a shout, Ryan. Bernardo Silva with a foul throw-in now. What are we doing? What are we doing? I can't stand things like that. Foul throw-ins. That's 2. now. 2 foul throw-ins. Let's have a look. Nothing wrong with that. That wasn't even a foul throw-in. 2 feet on the ground, ball behind head, and he threw it. It's just because it went up and landed in front of him. That was a perfectly legitimate throw-in. What the fuck is he on about? Fucking Luton fans claiming for foul throw-ins. Like, referee listens. 2 minutes of injury time added. Jack Grealish inside to Foden. Kovacic. Back to Foden. Kovacic. Rodri. Oh, he fired it hard into Alvarez. I don't think the pass was intended for him. Kyle Walker was doing a big overlap. I don't think Alvarez knew that, but it was fired right at him. Ruben Diaz has been forced back to goal here. Jacob Brown's bringing it forward for Luton. Final chance of the half. Potentially is going to fall to Luton here. Fucking hell, boys. Adebayo's been forced wide by Rodri and Ake, though. Really good by Ake. And then Ruben Diaz is going to force... Deflected cross. Edison gets underneath it and gathers it. One last chance. Let's get forward. Let's create something right on half-time. Long ball to Jack Grealish. Oh, he tries to win it, but... Doherty's bringing it forward. That's what happens when you lump it forward like that and you don't win it. Comes straight back. Gvardiol blocks the cross. My nerves have gone up because we've not created enough chances since about the half an hour mark, really. We got off to a really good start. I think this has been a good half of football, but not in terms of goals, obviously, because the game's 0-0. It's just the chance creation hasn't been bad. It's just it's 0-0, and that's where my nerves are coming from. 0-0. And as of right now, it's frustration from City. Ross Barkley does really well there. Gets out of a pocket of space there. Luton bringing it forward. Seconds remain for the first half. Townsend down the right-hand side with Gvardiol, who's whipped in back post. It's Adebayo, and they've made it 1-0 right on fucking half-time. What the fuck, man? What the absolute fuck? What the fuck, man? Unreal. Completely dominated this half. Completely dominated this half. Enough chances to make it 1-0, and here we are fucking about again. 1-0 down to fucking Luton. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is the type of shit that we've been doing all season, really, to be honest. Just playing some decent stuff and then just like they go up the other end and fucking score. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. I mean, when Villa scored against us, I thought, well, yeah, they fully deserve it. There goes half-time. Fuck me, man. Just... When it rains, it fucking pours. When it rains, it pours for City right now. We are struggling. Pep's kicking off at the minute. Wonder what he's asking about. He's doing that, like, indicating something about time. And he's got a point. I thought a goal means add 30 seconds on. I thought that's what a goal means. I think that's probably what he's saying. When you score a goal, that's an additional 30 seconds been added on. And the fact that we took kickoff and he blew straight away, giving us no opportunity to fight back. Absolutely fucking gutted. Pep's fuming. Pep's walking off the pitch here, kicking off. And I don't know what to say to that game because I really don't think we deserve that at all. We've been by far the better side. We've played some good stuff. We have created chances. I mean, it's produced some good saves, but it's not like we deserve to be 1-0 down. Let's be realistic. Let's not get carried away here and say, oh, we're shit. Oh, we're poor. City are falling apart. Like we deserve to be 1-0 down. We deserve to be 1-0 down against Villa. This is just completely against the run of play. Totally undeserved. And it just feels grim. It feels grim right now. It just feels like nothing is dropping for us. Nothing is going our way. you're thinking, right, brilliant. We've got Rodri back. We've got Jack Grealish back. Perfect. Go to that Luton, go to Kenilworth Road and virtually full strength City side, but no Doku, no Haaland. And it's like, God, man. Killing me, man. You're killing me. I honestly feel like Diaz has been so poor recently defensively. It feels like he's off all the time, Rendrex. I think he's been really mixed. I think you're right. I think he has dropped significantly. Compared to his standards last season, I think Ruben Diaz has been sloppy. I imagine you're focusing on the goal because it was a left-footed cross. I mean, you're thinking Gvardiol maybe could have got out a little bit quicker, made himself bigger to try and block the cross from Townsend, get closer to him because the cross was a looping one, really big looping cross to the back post for Adebayo. And Adebayo's just massive. He's a massive individual. And he's going to beat most of our defenders in the air. And we got done. And I don't think Ruben Diaz is to be blamed for that. But I agree with what your statement is. The fact that Ruben Diaz has certainly not played well this season, over the course of the season. And I gave him our second highest score behind Ederson against Villa. Because I thought he did all right against Ollie Watkins in the week at Villa Park. I thought he did all right. You know, prior to that, so sloppy from Ruben Diaz. Today, a little bit sloppy, odd touch, but nothing to really criticise him for. And that goal, it's just, I don't know what to say about that goal. Honestly, I'm shell shocked that they're 1-0 up. How are we coming away from that half of football losing? The Crazy Blue says Walker is useless. I do think we've seen another side to Kyle Walker this season that, I mean, in fairness to Kyle Walker, he's been asked to do these things. It's not like he's disobeying Pep and saying, fuck it, I'm going to go forward today, guys. And then next week, I'm going to go forward today. If he was doing that against Pep's instructions, he'd be pulled off. He'd be hooked immediately. He'd be straight off that pitch, Kyle Walker. So he's clearly under instruction to get forward, more so at the start of the season than we have in the last 5 or 6 games. But, I mean, still, we're seeing him go forward a lot. And Pep's obviously okay with that. And that bemuses me. I'm like, why does Pep think Kyle Walker can whip in a cross like that? Why does he think he can hold the line? You know? And it's basic stuff, like, to be caught offside as easily as he has been, especially with someone like him who is faster than pretty much everyone on the pitch. So you can probably stay a yard onside and you rely on your speed. You don't need to be offside, Kyle Walker. Frustrates me. Douglas, in general, our intricate play was elite. I really agree with you, mate. I completely agree with you, Douglas, that in the middle of the park, we have played some really good stuff. Really good stuff. The movement from Bernardo Silva, Kovacic and Jack Grealish, we continue, more so from Foden and Bernardo Silva. Grealish has drifted in occasionally, but the interconnectivity, crossing paths between Foden and Bernardo Silva, Luton haven't been able to cope with them in their movement. It's when the ball's landed at their feet, they've turned and sprinted, and more often than not, they've made the wrong decision, either playing the easy ball to Jack Grealish or not finding the right power on the pass, just cushioning, getting the right weight on the ball for the pass. That first one in the first 5 minutes should have been 1-0. Bernardo Silva feeding Phil Foden down that channel, and he sends him too far wide. And I mean, I don't know what. I mean, I tell you what, if we drop points today, it would be hard pushed to say that my confidence for the title would massively drop if we don't win today. Because, I mean, this is the perfect opportunity to close that gap on Arsenal and Liverpool. Close the gap on them. That's perfect. This game, ideal, really, you know. And to not do it, I know we talk about last season, City got off to a sloppy start. Oh, not sloppy, but they weren't firing on all cylinders. Then after Christmas, City just like exploded and the quality was just unmatched. And no one could cope with us and we went on and won the treble. We can't keep relying on that narrative and saying, because it happened last season, it's going to happen this season. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. And I understand why we think it might work like that, but we certainly didn't drop points like this last season. We are already 5 points off, worse off than we were last season. We're 5 points off worse than the season before as well. The glimmer of hope is we've not played that badly. Only Villa, and to me, is a real standout performance where we just shite. It was shocking against Aston Villa, against the three teams before that, in Spurs, Chelsea, and Liverpool. Sorry, my chair's going a bit funny. I thought we played all right. We deserved at least 2 more points out of those games. We had to have beaten one of those three teams. In all 3 draws against Chelsea, Liverpool and Spurs, we deserved at least 2 more points, at least. Potentially 4 more points. We should have beaten Spurs and we should have beaten Liverpool. I understand what happened at Chelsea, and I think that was more or less a fair result against Chelsea. But I didn't think it was a fair result against Liverpool. I didn't think it was a fair result against Spurs. And I certainly don't think this is a fair result in terms of the reflection of the play. But at the end of the day, they've put the ball in the back of the net 1 more times than we have. I don't know what's going on here. They keep talking about Pep Guardiola. His whole backroom staff is having a go at the referee there. And Pep's having to fend them off and say, let me talk, let me talk. Let me talk! Let me talk! Fuck's sake. Bro, let's not do that. We're playing shit. Lorenzo, mate, we're not playing shit. Totally disagree, mate. I mean, just to give you an idea, we've had 70% possession, 10 shots on goal, 3 on target. We've missed 2 big chances. We've completed 344 passes with a 91% passing accuracy. There's nothing shit about that, mate. There's nothing shit about that. And that word shit is a very easy word to use. In what way have we been shit, Lorenzo? Okay, explain how we've been shit. Why have we been shit? Other than just saying we've been shit, why have we been shit? Because I don't think we've been shit. I think we've been finding brilliant amounts of space in midfield. Kovacic has been firing lovely balls. I just think that final pass has been lacking. Aju with the super chat, very much appreciated, mate. Felt like a disabled team, right wing dead, no shoot. Yeah, well, we need to shoot a little bit more. I must agree with you there. I do think we're not shooting accurately enough, at least, because we've had 10 shots on target. So Kovacic has fired 1 over the bar. Walker's fired 1 over the bar. I mean, you're not looking for them for accurate shots, are you? You're not going to hang your hat on them two and say, you guys are going to hit one into the top corner from outside the box. That's not their game. Foden's had chances, both on target, to be fair. But, yeah, no, I agree. Cheers for the super chat, mate. Much appreciated. The girl, RK. Much appreciated for the super chat as well. Very good of you. Came in 10 minutes after kickoff. Is Erling injured? I wanted him dropped, but Alvarez needs a rest. He is injured. Stress fracture. And it's certainly not been dropped. I'm pretty sure he would have played today if he was fit. But Alvarez, you might be right. Alvarez does look a bit laboured, Alvarez. Now he's playing in his preferred position. He's got no excuse to drop his standards today. Because, I mean, I think a lot of City fans have been calling for Alvarez to be dropped prior to this game. Because it's not his position. It's playing instead of Kevin De Bruyne, effectively. And therefore, you're not going to get the Kevin De Bruyne standards from a Julian Alvarez because that's not his position. So, yeah, in layman's terms, don't play him in. Don't put a square peg in a round hole. Basically, it doesn't fit. That's the simple way of looking at it. You've got your wish. He's playing up front. So, you know, he's running out of excuses. Oh, God, my back's killing me. But, Big Morgan, no end product. Big M. We need that backup creative player that we don't have. Foden doesn't cut it as a centre attacking midfielder for me. I can sometimes see why Pep doesn't play him in the middle. Because I think Foden's more of an instinctual type of player. And by that I mean don't give him time to think. If you force Phil Foden into an avenue, he'll make the right decisions instinctually. Like left, right, and like down the wing effectively. You put him in the middle of the park, that's a position where you have to stop and think and have 360 vision. Eyes in the back of your head. You You have to have awareness of what's going on around you. I think Phil Foden's got those things. I just think, I mean, Kevin De Bruyne or Ilkay Gundogan, for example, in terms of receiving the ball, I think Jack Grealish is better in those things I just described than Phil Foden. Stopping and thinking, receiving the ball and having awareness of what's going on around you. Phil Foden is good at it, but Jack Grealish never loses the ball, if ever. And I hear what people are saying about Jack Grealish, again, wanting to see more of a clear-cut approach to goal than simply playing the simple option all the time and try and beat his fullback, take a shot. But you can't argue with his ball retention because it is immense. But still, we need more than that right now. We can't have... We've sack off ball retention now and try and pass the game to death. We need fucking goals, man. We need to get some goals in this team because they are lacking right now. Can't wait for this, by the way. Just watching an advert of Dynamo. It's amazing what he does, man. Dynamo. The magician, if anyone's wondering what I'm talking about. He's going to get buried alive. Shit. The crazy blue Walker poor again. He has been a bit... I mean, he's not done anything. I don't say poor. He's not really done anything. Like, he's gone forward and he's smashed one over the bar and he's been caught offside. Other than that, he's done nothing. Beginning of the end of Man City, says Ken. That story's a long story to tell, mate. If this is the beginning, that end is a long way off, mate. So call it a very large story, shall we? Because I don't see the end in sight for City at all. I'm presuming you're talking about the 115 charges and getting relegated. That's what you're hopefully wishing on, is it? Big M, poor from Edison for that goal though. Love the guy, but that was poor. I haven't really looked at that goal in too much depth. I've looked at how far to the back post it went, and you might be right thinking about it off from memory. It did get pretty close to the goal, didn't it? You're wondering if he could have done something a bit more forceful with it rather than allowing his defender, Ruben Diaz in this case, to get to the back post and try and out-jump Adebayo. He's not going to win that battle. Adebayo's a beast, man. He's a unit. What a massive bloke he is. Like, appreciate that, Douglas, but there is more than 37 likes. There is 100 as of 2 seconds ago. So yeah, 270 in the building. If we could pop a like on the stream, please do. It really does help more than you know. What is happening to us, Latu Pizza? We're struggling right now. We're going through a big vein of form that, in a vein of form to me that I think we have played well. When I say form, I'm talking about results. We've played well, and we've just not gotten the results that we deserved, in particular in that Spurs game and Liverpool game. And as a result of that, the confidence going into future games, you feel more pressure because it's like we're not getting the results we deserve. And we're not getting the outcomes that we deserve. And therefore, you go into your next game thinking that it's a must-win. You know, I've already seen plenty of people talk about this game is a must-win for City. And it really is. It is a must-win. They're just showing all the chances now for City. And there was a bag full of them. Second half's about to get underway anyway. We're turning this round. We're going to win this game. We're going to fucking win this game. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to score in like the 112th minute, something like that, to really show Arsenal and Liverpool what a late goal really can look like. That's my hope. Anyway. Croco Jamaican, Dario, bro, we're not deserving any better result when you can't see out a game when you're leading. I mean, we're talking about one moment, do you know what I mean? One moment in a game where we've not done the right action. For Spurs, it was Kyle Walker not blocking the cross and Nathan Ake being caught flat-footed, Kulusevski. Second half's underway. Townsend, back to Kaminsky. But yeah, individual moments like that are very costly. But I mean, I think we've played well at times, and I'm not a deflection. When we start playing really badly, you'll hear from me. Trust me, you'll hear from me. I'm not deluded. I'm not in denial that Manchester City are capable of never putting in a bad performance. If we start playing badly, I mean, go and watch what I said about us after Villa. We were fucking atrocious against Aston Villa. And that's when I'm going to call them out. When they are playing badly, I'll call it out. But when they play badly and don't get the result they deserve, I'm not going to sit here and just say, shit, that was shit. Oh, really shit. It's too easy. Too easy to say that. Kyle Walker back to Edison. Ruben Diaz fires a long ball for Kyle Walker to chase. Interesting. And does well there. Jacob Brown gets in front of Kyle Walker and prevents him from getting in front of him. I know what you're saying, Croco. I know what you're saying, mate. Or Croco. I don't know how to pronounce it, mate. But, yeah. I disagree. Let's agree to disagree. I don't think so, Cortez, to be honest. I think we can expect to see Haaland probably in January now. If it's a stress fracture, I know it's a minimum of 2 weeks. It was Mad Hatter earlier was saying it's going to be 1 to 4 weeks. I don't know where he's got that information from, how long a stress fracture takes. I mean, if it's off the NHS website, it might be, they always give a little bit longer because you're getting the public's diagnosis, the NHS in the UK, by the way, for anyone wondering. Lovely ball into Alvarez. Alvarez trying to feed Jack Grealish. He's got to do better there, Alvarez. But, yeah, with City's medical staff, you're hoping that we can shorten that 4 weeks to more like 2 or 3. When is the next match you will be at? I don't know, Gregory. I'm doing watch-alongs now. I've committed to the channel. Last season was my last season as a Manchester City season ticket holder. 32 years, mate. I was a season ticket holder. So I don't know the next game I'm going to be attending. Giles, cross, deflected. Gone out for a corner to Luton. Oh, Scribbles, GFX, mate. I hope you're right. This is worrying because they're so big. You know, we saw them score from corners against Arsenal. Gabriel Osho scored, but he's not even playing today. He's gone off. He's been benched for Tom Lockyer at the back, who's equally able in the air. You've already seen Adebayo score with his head. Ross Barkley's not exactly short. This is a dangerous set piece now. Corners for Luton, whipped in. Oh, it's cleared by Ake. Adebayo was underneath it again, though. He's a fucking big guy, man, isn't he? He's huge. Long ball, over the top. Gone out for a goal kick. Fala, good to see you, mate. All the way from Kenya. Drop a like and subscribe, mate. Scribbles, I never was going to say this game was easy. I feel like we were going to put in a really convincing performance. I don't think it's been that unconvincing. In the first half, we found ourselves 1-0 down, but I still think we've been reasonably convincing in our midfield play. Things that we really struggled with against Villa is getting out from the back. I thought we've played really good in that aspect. It's just the same old story as the whole season. We've never had a back to front performance of quality. It's always been like, we created so many chances today, didn't we? Brilliant. Oh, we just didn't take them though. Erling Haaland didn't have his shooting boots on. Oh, Haaland took all his chances and scored a hat-trick against Fulham. But we only had 7 shots in that game. We didn't create any fucking chances against Fulham. We beat them 5-1 at the Etihad earlier on in the season. You know, we're not getting it right in all aspects. And then it's like, we created chances and a bag full against Chelsea. And we took them all against Chelsea. And then we had a defence that shipped 4 goals. And it's like, so the defence was the problem that day, was it? Pick your fucking lane. We need to pick a lane as to what is the problem with Manchester City right now, because I'm hearing so many people blame different things. And it is disjointed. There are moments, and I agree that today it's like one little moment, one little attack to defend Jack Grealish in the area. Has to go back to Rodri. Ruben Diaz tries a cross, never on. Adebayo blocks it. And we've got Kyle Walker and Ruben Diaz linking up down the right-hand side now, trying to get a ball into the box. That's Kyle Walker. Cross. Good one, to be fair. It's cleared, though. It was a good one looking for Gvardiol. Gvardiol comes flying in. Oh, and he's going to blow because Dottie's gone down, holding his head from the Kyle Walker cross. Ref had to blow. What's he doing there? Going down, holding his head. He's headed the ball. It's a football, mate. Doesn't hurt. Fuck is he doing, man? Holding his head like this is bullshit, man. This is when you need to use VAR for things like this. It's like, we're sat here for 3 minutes watching some guy pretending he's fucking half dead on the floor because a football hit him on the head. Fucking 20-odd thousand people there. I don't know how many are at Kenilworth Road. I don't even think it's that. Is it less than that, isn't it? Watching some clown sit on the floor, and millions around the world watching some clown pretending a football really, really hurts. It hit him on the head. He just went on the top of his head. Like, fucking get on with it. VAR's been a joke this season as well. An absolute joke. And I'm all for it. Long ball into Rodri. Oh, it's intercepted by Giles. Does really well, but Bernardo Silva picked up the loose ball. Walker whipped in hard and low. Rodri's touch. If Rodri just doesn't get enough on it, Walker's cross was fired in hard and low. Like I said, that's a typical Kyle Walker cross. Hard and low and very hopeful. And it lands to Rodri, who just couldn't quite angle his foot enough towards the goal. He opened his foot too much. And rather than directing that cross towards goal, the cross sort of carries on going and out for a throw at the other side of the pitch. Referee just walks over, takes... It's the same guy again, Doherty, taking about 20 seconds to take a throw in here. It's been about 25 seconds now. Referee walked over during that process while he stood there with the ball. Referee walks over and whispers to him, presumably saying, please don't waste time. Just fucking blow your whistle and book him. He won't do it again. He won't do it again. Walking over and saying, excuse me, sir, do you mind not blowing your whistle? Just fucking book him. Fuck's sake. Why are we in this fucking mess, man? 1-0 down to Luton. Fired down the line to Foden to chase. He's never going to get that, though. Bell gets across. Really good defending from Bell. Lockyer's been caught. Alvarez has won the ball, though. Forced to the corner flag, though. Does well, Alvarez, in fairness to him. But couldn't do much with it once he'd got the ball because he's right by the corner flag. Kovacic into Ake. If we score in the next 10 minutes, I feel like we'll go on and get a 2 or 3. Jack Grealish into the area. Still refusing to do anything with it, though, and then he knocks it back to Kovacic. It does seem like a waste of time sometimes with Jack Grealish. It's like you could have done that 10 seconds ago, mate. You're just running around in circles for 5-10 seconds and then passing it simply. If you're going to run around in circles, I'd like to see something happen at the end of it. Kovacic into Jack Grealish again. Foul, referee! Bollocks, referee. He's just been clattered in the back and he tells Jack Grealish to get up. This ref's a fucking clown. And there's no blaming the referee for this performance, by the way, but Jesus Christ, man. Bernardo Silva in a big pocket of space. Jack Grealish leaves it over the top for Phil Foden. Luton are all back, though. It's that time again where we get into that pocket of space and we just slow it down rather than just keep that speed going. We turn with speed and purpose and then do nothing with it. Jack Grealish into Rodri. Rodri's looking for options. He's got Kyle Walker as an overlap. Been forced right to the corner flag, though. Kyle Walker back to Ruben Diaz. Rodri. Foden. Turn. Is that a foul, ref? You going to give it? Yeah, well done, ref. Well done, mate. You saw that one, did you? Well done. Clear as day. Free kick to City. Very dangerous area. It's almost too close. Foden's hurt here. Struggling. He's limping. It's one on top of the foot again. Probably the same type of injury that Haaland's had in terms of wear on the foot. You can get a stress fracture right on the top of the foot. Because these boots, man, they're just like, you're just basically wearing socks with soles and studs. They're just socks, basically. I was putting one on for my lad to play football on for his football match, and they're fucking socks, man. It worries me that he's got no protection on his feet whatsoever, and these fully grown men are going crunching into tackles. No wonder you keep hearing the foot injuries, because they've got no protection. But what they can do with the ball as a result of having such lightweight boots, it's the give and take, isn't it? Anyway, free kick. Bernardo Silva standing over it. Alvarez, who's known for popping in a good free kick once in a while, has already scored one away to Wolves this season. Alvarez, it's Bernardo Silva, dummies it. Alvarez, deflected. Corner ball is going to be. I used to work with a woman from Trinidad. She was a very mean and angry person. So, I don't know what that's got to do with anything, Gregory, but I'm glad you used to work with her and no longer work with her. Corner. Alvarez. Back post. Rodri wins it. And it's Ake, couldn't do anything with it, and it's cleared by Luton. I think it was Bell who gets a clearance on it, looking for a handball. The referee's not going to give it, though. Ross Barkley right on the touchline. Left foot boots it clear. Hopeful. It's going to stay in this. Kyle Walker's got to get back and get that. Goes back to Edison with it. Rodri. Everton beating Chelsea. 1-0. Decore. There you go. This fucking Chelsea that were meant to be back after beating City. They went and lost 4-1 to Newcastle the following week. Nakamba's been booked, keeping the ball away from Phil Foden. I think Diaz snitched on him then. Ref, look at that, he's holding the ball, he's not giving it to Phil. You have to, they're petulant, aren't they? Footballers, all of them. All of them. You have to be. You have to gain any little advantage you can possibly get. Diaz then like, look at him, ref. And the ref turns around and goes, yeah, I saw it, booked. Are you asking sarcastically, Aku? Or are you actually asking the question? We are away from home. Kovacic into Jack Grealish. Is that a foul? He's giving it. Jack Grealish through the back. There was nothing different from the other one that was on the edge of the area. No difference. No difference. We're slowly coming up on the dreaded 1 hour mark. We are indeed, Ade. Liverpool top of the league. They are, mate. We'll see where they are. Ake's got the ball. Oh, he's going to keep it. Back to Ruben Diaz off the bar. Ake just fed through and he gets his cross away. The cross was blocked by Nathan Ake. He gets it back to him, fortunately, and just lays a little 5-yard ball to Ruben Diaz. Rodri's going to have a bang here. Well wide of the goal. Drags it wide. And the ball from Ake, 5-yard pass into Ruben Diaz. Drills it hard. Smashes the crossbar. Well onside as well. I think he saved it, you know. I think Kaminsky saved it. I think he's got a touch to that because he celebrated like he did. Oh, he saved it, man. That was flying in. DJ Smokey, I feel sick. You don't need to be sick, mate. It's all right. I hope you don't throw up. DJ Smokey's throwing up in his bin watching City. This is unacceptable. Pep needs to step down after the game. Right. I'm not going to take you seriously after saying that, am I? I hope you do throw up in your bin after that. Kyle Walker. Foul. And we are about, 8 seconds away from the... Tell you what, Kovacic has impressed me. Really, I really had the... I was with Wapang at the start. I was dubious. About Kovacic starting this game because he did not convince me in his little cameo against Villa, and he's come on in games and offered next to nothing in a few substitute appearances recently. I thought he started the season reasonably well, Kovacic, in that first 6 games, really well. And then his head went and he just lost that quality. This game, He's been good. He's been good, Kovacic. He's been really good. He's on the ball right now. Beats Nakamba. Ghosts past him like he's not there. Feeds Rodri. It's 4-0 to Fulham. Jesus. Walker. We need to get Kovacic on the ball. He's doing the right things. He's doing the correct things to do. Phil Foden. Kovacic. Out to Gvardiol. Kovacic again. Into Foden. Back to Kovacic. He's the man. Kovacic is the man today. He's going to do it for us today because he's the springboard. He's the nucleus. He's the centre, the epicentre for Manchester City's success in this game. Right now, it's Kovacic. Rodri, though, is bringing the ball forward. That's a penalty if I've ever seen one, but it doesn't matter because Bernardo Silva has buried one into the bottom corner. We're back in the game. Yes! Fully deserved. Fully deserved. Completely fucking battering them. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Let's make it 2. Let's make it 3. Let's batter them now. Come on, City. Fucking fuming. Question marks over whether it was a penalty on Rodri to begin with, to be honest. No, it wasn't because he won the ball. He won the ball, but Tom Lockyer... tackle on Rodri lands fortunately to Bernardo Silva, and fuck me, what a finish. What a finish from Bernardo Silva. Whips it into that bottom corner. Opportunistic, instinctual from Bernardo Silva. Love it. Mama said there'll be days like this. Mama said knock you out. LL Cool J. Don't know why I said that. I don't want to knock you out, Ade. You seem like a very nice person. But I hope Bernardo Silva... Fucking Rodri was nearly knocked out, though, by Lockyer there. Absolutely clattered. Hey, what a finish. What a finish from Bernardo Silva. I do, Jeff. There's a new Jeff. Jeff. There's another Jeff. There's been one Jeff in the chat so far. Jeff. I'm talking to the most recent Jeff. This is going to get confusing. There is a Jeff Spruance in the chat. He is the he's a legend round here. He's a legend round here. So you've got a lot to live up to in the name of Jeff, my friend. I mean, could we see you team up? Could we see Jeff 2.0? Jeff squared. Jeff times 2. Jeff from South Africa, right? So you're not the you can't team up then. So South African Jeff and American Jeff we've got. Big up to Jeff from South Africa. Second half stats, 80% possession. 5 shots, 1 on target, and it's nothing more than we deserve. A 1-1. It's the bare minimum of what we deserve right now. Oh, everyone's changing the names to bloody Jeff now. Jeff's Unite. That's Jeff. Oh, Alvarez has won the ball. It's off his face. Is it handball? And Alvarez has been fed in. He's won the ball back. Alvarez is going to cross this. And he's going to come to Jack Grealish. And he makes it 2! Jack Grealish. Jackie boy. Get in the back of the net. Back of the net. Yes, Jack Grealish. 2-1. We've turned it round. Flip the game on its head. Oh, get in the back of the net. Love it. Question marks over whether Alvarez handballed, though. Whether he handballed it. Did it hit his face, chest, or hand? Because he won the ball back on the halfway line, roughly. Just past the halfway line, Alvarez. Now, it's question marks over where it... Ooh, it's sort of like his neck, shoulder. Can't tell from that angle. Can't tell from that angle. The thing is, though... No, that's not handball. Where's Buggan? Get Buggan in the chat. Tell you what, Kaminsky's not exactly covered himself in glory because Jack Grealish's finish was in the back of the net, so you can't argue, but it went through the keeper like he's made of water. He megged him accidentally. It's everything we deserve. I just want to make sure it's a goal before I pop the 2 on the scoreboard. I don't see a handball in there. Just need to hear if any VAR bollocks is going on. Pep's gesturing. He's gesturing something. He's doing something to the Luton bench then, Pep. Love it, Pep. 2-1. Carrying on with the play. We're back in the game. Let's make it 3 because we have thrown away too many goal leads lately. Make it 3 and Luton will cave. They will fucking cave. I told you. You stick with me. I told you we're the better side. I told you we're not shit. And I told you we've been playing more than good enough to win this game. More than good enough. And I hate I told you so. I hate doing that. But sometimes you've got to fucking highlight it. You know, Walker's giving it away. If they equalise now, I'm going to call the stream. I'm going to fucking Luton are in. Oh, and it's been cleared. Corner ball to Luton. Jesus Christ. How are we allowing them? They've done nothing this half. Nothing, Luton. Absolutely nothing. They clearly came out with a game plan to hang on for dear life to a 1-goal lead. That's gone out the window now, so they're coming forward. Understandably. Jeff Guardiola. Jeff, we need you. Jan, you're right. We do need a few. Jeffing Haaland, corner whipped in, cleared by Rodri, big header, not entirely though. Ake makes, well, he's still not cleared, it's still in the area. Townsend's being forced away from goal. Just got to stop Townsend on the ball. His ability to cross is there. Doherty as well as his crossing ability is good. We've just got to watch out for that. No silly defending errors now. I'll take a 2-1, I don't care how we win. And I tell you what, we've played good. And so far I'm pleased with what I've seen. Oh, Ross Barkley's going to bury it. Oh, he's put it wide. Fucking Foden was so weak then on Ross Barkley then. Just letting him ghost through. He's got to be stronger there, Foden. Got to be stronger there. And Kovacic was beaten as well. Both of them together have got to do more than that. Rodri turns and throws his hands at probably Foden, to be honest. And Kovacic... So easy for Ross Barkley to just like run past Phil Foden. John Stones is coming onto the pitch. The chat's just filled with the word Jeff now. I need to get a photo of you, Jeff, and I'll send us a photo of you, mate, and I'll turn you into an emoji, and everyone can. I'll add a new membership level if you want, mate. £400 a month it costs to get. Sorry, that made me chuckle. I'm not laughing at my own jokes like a fucking 8-year-old. And you get a Jeff emoji, and that's it. Handball, referee. We don't want to play on there, you clown. We're going back to our own goal. We're fucking advantage when fucking Luton are attacking us. Foden, big tackle. He's been hurt, though. He's been hurt. Jacob Brown's carrying forward. Walker says, I'm fucking hurting you for hurting Foden. Big tackle from Ruben Diaz. Bernardo Silva's got the ball. Play it out. Play it out. Foden's down. He's fucking hurt here, Foden. The Jeff membership. That's it, mate. ScribbleX. Is your name Jeff as well? Well, anyone called Jeff gets free membership, but after that, it's... I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Losing the plot here. I'm losing the plot. I'm losing my mind. Manchester City are causing it. Hey, I tell you what, that's a fucking red if I've ever seen... Well, it's a... Let's have a look. Oh, they are. They are looking at it. VAR are looking at Jacob Brown. Checking possible red card on Phil Foden because that was a studs up. That's a red card. Get him off. Get him off. Game over. Luton down to 10 men are about to get obliterated by Manchester City. It's got to be a red. He studs up. Studs up. He's stomped on his like inner calf. Foden's left foot, left leg, plants on the ground. Jacobs Brown's left foot lands, studs way up his calf. Way up his calf. They've been red cards all season. Why do we need 700 views and 700 fucking different replays? It keeps showing me the same replay. It's not going to change. Is that what they're hoping for? Something different happens? No, every time you press play, the same thing's going to happen. Why do you need to keep replaying it? I'm fuming, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing? What? Fuck off. Absolute joke. This is what I'm saying, man. Let's level it up because we don't want City winning the league all the time. We don't want City winning the league, so let's give them no decisions, okay? And then let's give all the beneficial time wasting and added on for 6 years for Arsenal and Liverpool, and they get all the beneficial decisions. I mean, for fuck's sake. That's a red card all day long. All day long. Going off the pattern of what's been a red card this season, that's a red card. He stomped on his calf. He stomped on his calf, studs up, that high up the leg. That's a red card. This is the problem with the whole VAR and referees, and it might not be against City. I'm most likely talking shit in terms of a conspiracy theory. Still, whether I'm right or wrong in that regard, I'm definitely not wrong about the consistency, and the quality of officiating has been a joke. It's been a joke all season. I mean, in fairness to Arsenal, that Newcastle goal was a joke. How many VAR decisions simultaneously in such a small window can you get wrong? So embarrassing. So embarrassing. The Liverpool one against Spurs. Embarrassing. They literally just got it wrong. Like, offside. How can you get that so badly wrong? And here, another one. That's it. That's a stonewall red card for me. Cortez. Is Haaland going to be back for the Champions League game Wednesday? No. I'm doing a watch-along this Wednesday. It's a 5:45 kickoff, by the way. Anyone who's wondering. Against Red Star in the week. City. All but done. Should be a nice chilled watch-along that. Come and join me for that and we can get a little bit personal. We can make it personal and a little nice relaxing stream rather than one of these intense screaming down the camera sort of streams. Premier League streams, basically, but we're already done, so come and ask me. Not too personal. Let's not, like, how many times a week, you know, I was going to go somewhere then. Yeah, let's not get too personal, but I'm quite happy to have a nice chilled stream. Champions League's all but done. The group stage, at least. We're top. We're through. Job done. We can relax. But it is a 5:45 kickoff in the UK, that is. So an early one. Luton is looking lively, you know. Ross Barkley in particular is causing problems, but to say that, he's just giving it away. Alvarez bringing it forward, but no one ahead of him. Plays it to Bernardo Silva, who gets fortunate that Jacob Brown's attempted interception doesn't land through, but he's all over Bernardo Silva here. And he's done really well, Bernardo Silva there. Really well. Really well. Because Jacob Brown was like hounding at him. It was like a terrier nipping at his heels then. Really good. I appreciate that, Joy Boy. Love the channel, entertaining commentary. Thanks, mate. The missus hates it. She's in the next room with earplugs. Foul on Bernardo Silva, does really well. Just to like, he was stuck there, Bernardo Silva, and he wanted the foul, and he just sort of passed it away to get the foul, and it does well there, Bernardo Silva. He's been brilliant this game, Bernardo Silva, absolutely sensational, and he can put the cherry on the cake for his performance with that goal, because I mean, what a finish that was as well. Forget the goal, outside of the goal, he's been fantastic, Bernardo Silva, and I think he's been sloppy prior to this game. I thought he was okay, a bit average against Spurs, in particular against Villa. He was, I mean, who was good against Villa? But Alvarez, free kick, whipped in, cleared by Kaminsky. Kovacic volley, offside. Gregory's wife doesn't like it when he screams at the TV. Nah. I don't think any wife in the world does, to be honest. They don't tend to do that, though, do they, wives? They tend not to do that. Screaming at TVs is not a female action. I've certainly not seen it before. It's definitely a male thing, isn't it? Isn't it? Just screaming at inanimate objects. You fucking twat! Like... I'm so glad we're winning. Carlton Morris down the right side. He's going to keep it in. Does just in time. Oh, don't do this to me. Cross is blocked. There's so much time left as well because Luton, they're not done here, They're coming forward and posing a bit of a threat. It is very long ball. They're going pretty direct and playing to their strengths. That's Luton's strengths, going direct. They've got the power to hold it up. And they're going to the byline here. They've kept it in, have they? Rodri gets it away. Jack Grealish on the ball now. Pokes it down the line to Alvarez, who's got to hold it up here, and he's giving it away. He's still not got it. Adebayo bringing it down. He's got Nathan Ake there. Sensational defending from Nathan Ake. The strength of Adebayo then was just like trying to manhandle somebody. And Alvarez, mate, that ball was never on to Bernardo Silva. Rodri gets back. Big touch. Big touch. Interception by Rodri. Fires it into Phil Foden. Why are you turning there, Phil? Get forward, mate. Fuck's sake. Forward. Into Kovacic, who ghosts past... Oh, Doherty's got to get a yellow card all day long now. Just grab both shoulders of Kovacic and pulls him to the ground. Bell, Lee, Summerby and Jeff. The legends of Manchester City. Denny, City need a backup striker in Jan. No striker on the bench is scary. Well, Alvarez effectively is our backup striker, isn't he? His injury record's good, isn't it, Alvarez? He doesn't seem to ever get injured. So far, I don't think we've missed a single game of him being injured. I might be wrong. I'm sure you can Google it and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember him being missing through injury. Goals in from the 76th minute onwards. Most this season is Liverpool and Arsenal with 14 and 12 each. But here's Nathan Ake on the edge of the area. Plays it out to Grealish, though, with loads of space. He's in the penalty area. Jack Grealish dinks it back post. Cleared by Giles. Ake needs to teach me how to defend, mate. He could teach anyone how to defend Nathan Ake. He's absolutely brilliant, Nathan Ake. I love him. Short corner taken. Bernardo Silva's on it. Corner of the edge of the area there. Knocks it all the way back to Kyle Walker, whose cross is deep. Into Nathan Ake, who keeps it alive. Into the danger zone. He's going to be cleared. Not entirely. Bernardo Silva's underneath it. Oh, Bernardo Silva's shot was blocked. Opportunity again for City to make it 3-1, and that would kill this game. We need a third. We need a third. I just sense an equaliser from Luton. If we don't get a third, they're going to steal something from this game because they're not done the other way. City are going for it here as well. They're not... Oh, Foden, mate. Sloppy touch. And he wins the ball there, referee. Well done, referee, for not saying it. Alvarez's shot just over the bar from about 30 yards out. Phil Foden with some sloppy football, followed by a really good bit of tenacity from Phil Foden to get back and win the ball. Sloppy, but then he rectified it. And then Alvarez gets the ball at his feet and tries a shot from about 30 yards. And he's not a million miles away, in fairness to him, but he slips as he shoots. And that's a corner ball, but the referee's not seen it because it clipped the fingertips of Kaminsky. Luton bringing it forward again. Long ball over the top. So I haven't clued you in, by the way, on a substitution that's happened. With Gvardiol's come off and John Stones has come on. That was about 10 minutes ago. Sorry about that. Giles into Jacob Brown. Bernardo Silva gets back. Corner to Luton. Mate, I can't deal with this. Can't deal with them stealing an equaliser from this game. No way are Luton getting a point out of this game. Sending the big man forward. It's him. It's Adebayo. Just got to keep... Just get hold of him. Legally get hold of him. I feel like I'm hanging on here. 79 minutes into fucking against Luton. Whipped in. Big head by Ruben Diaz, but it's gone right back to Doherty. Oh, he's let it run out for a throw-in. Oh, fuck off, linesman. He's kept it in. Ball's coming back in. Crossed. Kovacic clears. Side foot clearance. Volley. Really good. Clock is behind. It's not, mate. It's exactly in sync with what I'm seeing. 80 minutes, 14 seconds, and I'm actually a little bit ahead. By about a second. The stream on Peacock is mad behind. That's because you're streaming it. This is coming from space. This game's coming from space. Satellite, in other words. Kyle Walker, man on. Man on, Kyle. Pass the ball, Kyle! Fuck's sake! Well done. And Rodri gets it. Foden's really been sloppy the second half, Phil Foden. He had a really good first half, Foden. I thought he played really well. Second half, he's been a bit uncertain with his touch. Little ball there to Jack Grealish was on and he just nowhere near him. Doherty's bringing it forward. John Stone steps across, intercepted. Well done. Bernardo Silva gets back. He's been brilliant, Bernardo Silva. Rodri, man on. Foden. Kovacic. I'm loving this Mateo Kovacic performance. I'm so pleased that he's playing as well as this. Alvarez. Bernardo Silva. Dinks it into Kovacic. Is he going to win it? Kovacic dinks it over the head. Kovacic trying to burst forward. Oh, he's got back in time, Lockyer. But really good play from both Bernardo Silva to find Kovacic. And the attempted through ball was really nice. And Kovacic just couldn't quite get in front of Lockyer. Nunes coming on. And it's the player I've spoken so highly of this game coming off. Kovacic getting big high fives from the rest of his teammates. I think they all recognise the shift he's put in today. And I think we all need to put a bit of respect on Kovacic's name after this performance. I think I've seen a lot of people saying Kovacic has been shit. I was dubious about him even starting this game because I've not been impressed the last 3 or 4 games. But let's give credit when credit's due because he's been brilliant today. I thought he's been really good. Same again from Nunes now. Let's see something from Nunes. Alvarez working his way up. It's going to be a goal kick. 8 minutes to go. I'm really looking forward to seeing Kovacic's stats. Player ratings in the morning. As usual. Oh, he's fucking about with it, Giles. Nunes has won the ball. Linking up with Foden. Into Alvarez. Nunes again being forced wide. Well done, Mateus Nunes. Wait a minute. That's a free kick. What the fuck am I watching here from the officials? Nunes gets in front of his man, wins the ball, and then Lockyer steps across him and fouls him. Pep Guardiola is doing one of those Jurgen Klopp smug smiles right now. Like, he just knows that the officials are shit and they don't know what they're doing. It's more of a sarcastic smile. Chong coming onto the pitch. Let's hope he's been smoking some Chi Ching Chong and he's going to run around the pitch really slow and cluelessly. Hopefully. Because he's a tenacious player. He really is. Another former rag. Plenty of rags floating about this pitch. Anyone who's wondering why City fans call United fans rags, it's to do with the war back in the day, basically. We had to lend... United basically got fucked in the war. They were bombed and they lost a lot of their resources and facilities. And we had to lend them our leftover kits. In other words, rags. So we call them rags. City caught Adebayo offside there. What was racist? What was racist? I'm curious as to what I've said that's racist. Can't say anything nowadays, can you, without being called a racist? What was racist? What did I say? Chong. Chi Ching Chong is smoking weed. Is racist. I hope that he's been smoking weed makes me racist. What's wrong with you? It was a joke and it's not even to do with race. Saying that I hope he's been smoking the Chi Ching Chong is... from a film, first of all. The title of the film is called Chi Ching Chong. And I'm hoping that he's been smoking weed. It was a little joke. So wind your necks in before you call me racist. You're talking to one of the most open-minded people who can't stand racists. I cannot stand racism as a whole. So fucking wind your necks in calling me racist. Fucking racist. Done my head in. Anyway. City bringing the ball forward with Ake. Lost the ball there. Luton going to bring the ball forward at some point in this game. Surely they're going to bring the ball forward because City have done really well. Good bit of game management from Manchester City. Pep Guardiola as well, bringing on Núñez. Could be a good shout. Kovacic was playing really well. But Núñez, fresh legs, energy. And we need energy in these final moments, you know, we really do. I don't know, Gregory. I don't know. I imagine probably 5 or 6. Chong on the ball. Can I say it? Chong. Chong. Fucking hell. He's had the ball. And he's giving it away to Jack Grealish. Oh, Bernardo Silva bringing the ball forward now. Holding the ball forward. Ah, it's lovely. Lovely from Bernardo Silva. Dinks it into nobody there. But Alvarez is going to win this, is he? I'll take that. Is it a corner? No, he's not. It's a goal kick. But he does really well there. Joy Boy. Fair play to Luton, by the way. They've been really good recently. They have. Do you know what? I said at the start, the mighty Luton. And it was a little bit of sarcasm. I say a little bit. It was a big dollop of sarcasm when I said that. But in reality, you know, I think most people are expecting them to just get pummeled every week. Pummeled. And people are also dissing them for their ground, the size of their ground. But, I mean, they've not embarrassed themselves, have they? Do you know, anyone who's below Luton right now, excluding Everton, who've had a 10-point deduction, I mean, they're not. They are. Where are they in the league, actually? I need to find that out. I don't think they've embarrassed themselves performance-wise either. I think Luton have been really, really good. You know, they've taken points off big teams. Yeah, Burnley and Sheffield United all below Luton right now. And I mean, Burnley in particular have surprised me. I think City fans were quietly hoping Vincent Kompany was going to turn himself into a superstar manager. It's not really worked out that way, has it? Free kick to City. There's nothing wrong with pointing out Chong is blowing hard. No, but in all seriousness, I know the jokes are flying in now. You are talking to someone who is, I think racism is abhorrent. I really do, and I'm seeing lots of jokes coming in that obviously can't be read out. I think it's disgusting. I absolutely hate it. It makes me upset. I think it's disgusting, and that's not me trying to appease people who've just suddenly accused me, because I mean that's the problem nowadays. Once you get accused, you're guilty. City are finding that out. But, yeah. No, apologies for the misunderstanding. Let's call it at that, shall we? And that's on your part for misunderstanding the joke. Just because it went over your head, don't point the finger at me. What are we on? 30 seconds to go. No, there is no apology in there. I'm not apologising. I'm just certainly not for what I said. But let's say apologising for the misunderstanding. Carl Morrison's bringing it forward. There was a handball in there. So a free kick to Luton, man. This is horrible. This is a horrible place to give the ball away. Nah. Just looking at this there. It's a handball as well. It's the correct decision. Ruben Diaz misjudged the header. Lands onto his hand. Free kick in a really difficult place to get a direct shot on goal. It's going to be a worldie. 6 minutes of added time. It's going to take a worldie to get this into the back of the net without taking a touch after the free kick's been taken. It's got to be a deflected cross, like a little dink into the box. If he goes for goal from here and scores, then fair play. Can't do much about that. There's no way he should be scoring from here, and he's got to cross it. And this is the problem that I think he will. Ross Barkley and Doherty both standing above it. They're going to be looking for Adebayo and Carlton Morrison, who's a fox in the box. It's dangerous, this. It's dangerous, and it just smells. This stinks. Doherty whipping it in, back post. Ake with a big fucking header from Nathan Ake. Just clears it. Still not done, though. Corner ball. Doherty's taking it. Everyone's forward for Luton, pretty much. Whipped in. Edison, no, he's missed it. No, it's not cleared. Landing to Chong. Handball, asking for it. Clear it! Fucking clear it! It's going to be a corner ball. They're going to look at this, are they? They're going to look at this. There's someone shouting handball. I saw a handball claim there. They're looking at... Camera zoomed into Jack Grealish. You're just praying. This isn't a handball. Nah, never, never. Get on with it. Corner ball to Luton. What are they looking at again now? His arms are like that. It does actually hit his hand, but it hits his elbow. Are they looking at it? What the fuck are they doing here? Corner's coming in, so it's play on. Play on. Corner comes in. Back post. Ake again! Nathan Ake! Not cleared entirely, though. Foden closing down. Luton being forced back to the halfway line. Danger's not gone yet. Hanging on here against Luton. Whipped in. Alvarez getting back at the back post and preventing it getting to Doherty. Gone out for a throw-in this time. JJ, it was 6 minutes with 2 being played. Just over 3.5 minutes to go. Akanji's coming off for Phil Foden. Yeah, I haven't got a way to add a graphic for added time. I have to just let you know, don't I? Luton, throw in. Matthias Nunes, that's our ball, referee. Point the right way, you twat. And he does. He thought about it, the referee. He was thinking, shall I give it Luton? Better not. It was really obvious. So he points the right way, but still, we're right by our own corner flag here. There's only so many things I can put on the screen, Wapang, mate, without cluttering it up. Otherwise, I'd just be like fighting all the graphics away to have my face like appear behind all the graphics, because I'm kind of like boxed into this little area, aren't I, already? So I don't want to put too many things on. I was looking at getting the team news and not just being live. Not just being a starting 11, actually being live information on there as well. Like popping a little gold symbol on the player that scored, for example. I'm looking into that, but let me tell you, it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap to get it. No, because I can't sit here and update the game myself the whole time. I have to talk. Otherwise, I'd be sat here updating it for every little detail, like who came off, who came on, which substitute just happened, who got booked. I can't sit here updating all that information. But Luton dinking it in. Edison's ball. Yes! Edison gathers it and does a Martinez and just catches it and falls to the ground like he's been shot by a sniper. Random art stuff, mate. I'm with you, mate. Man of the match, Jeff, sub 2. Which one? There's 700 of them in the chat. Kanjian was a good sub, JJ. I totally agree. And it's good. Pep's just, he's not afraid to admit that we need to take a midfielder off and hang on. Because Luton are just going to lump it into the box. City taking their time with a free kick. Jeff Chong, man of the match. Einstein. Mate, I am genuinely gutted that I've been called a racist in this video. I'm genuinely, it hurts me. It hurts my feelings, man. I hate that. I'm gutted about that. Sad. I hope people that follow the channel don't think that, because it's the last image in the world I would want to give out is that. Horrible. City keeping the ball at Luton's half so far, doing well. Game management is good. See the Luton fans sneaking out. A few of them, to be fair. They're all stood up, stood up on their toes. Jack Grealish there, letting it just ran out for a goal kick. One last chance, potentially. One last chance. Appreciate that, everybody. Thank you very much. Because I do feel bad, even though I know that I'm not. I don't need to clarify it. I know that I'm not, but it's not nice. Oh no, Luton back post. Nunes gets across. Oh, it's another corner. It's corner ball. Last kick of the game. Kaminski's coming forward. Corner whipped in. Cleared. Not really. It's going to land to Chong. Corner of the edge of the area. He's going to whip it back in. Back post. Edison, get under it. Edison! The final whistle goes and Edison boots the ball out of Kenilworth Road, which is about as deep as a puddle. And yeah, and no one's seeing that ball again. Edison's celebration speaks volumes of how that game went. Frustrating for Manchester City because we dominated that game. By far the better side, definitely in the first half. After we go 2-1 up, they come back and offer a little bit of a threat, very direct football. But Manchester City, back to winning ways. 3 points behind Arsenal, 4 points behind Liverpool. We are not done. We are not done, and we have clawed our way back into a very, very serious title race this season. Because if we drop points today, it was going to look grim for City going forward. With the fact that the Club World Cup's round the corner, we were going to most likely come back from the Club World Cup even more points behind, with games in hand, of course, but there's no guarantee you win those games in hand, and the league table would look ugly. It would look ugly if we come back with 9, 12 points behind, even if it had a game or two in hand. Still, you don't want that, and we've not got that. We've not got that because we've won. We've done really well by winning this game. It was a tough ask, and we've disappointed the rest of football, really, with this win. I think the majority of the world wanted Manchester City to lose or draw this game at least and create an exciting title race with Liverpool and Arsenal and City being involved, but no, we're back in it now and we have devastated them. Blues, thank you very much for joining me in the watch along. Thanks very much for your support. It's been really good speaking to a lot of you. Not everyone, but most of you. It's been really good. Douglas in the chat there, good to see you, Douglas. Hope you're doing well as well, Douglas, mate. I did email you the other day, Douglas, so feel free to get back to me and get in touch, mate. And yeah, everyone else as well, thank you very much for joining me in the chat. If you could drop a like on this watch along, I will be doing a match reaction shortly after this, so come and join me for that. Looking forward to it. I've got the player ratings in the morning too. I'll get them out as soon as I can. Going to be interesting to see a couple of players in particular, Kovacic, Bernardo Silva. Really want to see those guys' stats. But ultimately, yeah, thanks very much for joining me. 3 points, Premier League, 3 points, love it. Back in the game, and anyway, I'll see you in the next one.